Hello friend, welcome back. In a previous video, I already discussed about that things with you, how can create the role create page. So that is our role create page. And also I told you for the every role you have to add the multiple permission. Like if you go to the permission page, I already created one of the page. And here you can see that is our permission list page. So that is our all the permission I just created. For right now education purpose, I'm actually using this type of one of the permission. Okay, so now we have to add that all data on particular that area. So from here you can select multiple permission for this rule. So how can do that work? I will show you that things with a live example. So for selecting the multiple permission, I already installed one of the plugin. I already discussed about that things with you. If you go to the create here, that is one of the JS script. Okay, and also I just added one of the chosen plugin. And I also include two of the CSS file in our top. Like here, I already loaded one of the chosen. Okay, that means chosen mean.css. And also in our bottom here, I added one of the JS for this one. There is a chosen. Okay, so I already installed that plugin. So with this plugin actually I will do that work, and also we need that script, and here I just assign one of the class. Right now I will use it. Okay, so how can actually do that work? I will show you. For doing this, first of all, that is our create page, and here there is our name field, there is our another display field, and there is our description field. Okay, so this three field is now visible on here. So right now here I want to add new field. For doing this, like there is a create. Okay, like better I just copy it. Okay, I just copy it and I just paste that things on here. And right now there is a form, so there is a label form on particular that name. Here I just defining that permission. Okay, and here I just defining one of the text as a permission. And here I added one of the array and I just define as a class as a this class. Okay, and for now that is another form. So into this position I just want to add another form as a select. So I just define the select. Okay, so here I just define that select from one particular that position. So here I want to actually read all the data from our this area, that means the permissions table. So if you go to the permissions table, like here there is another table as a permissions. So right now I want to fetch all the data from here, and I just want to load that things on particular that area. Okay, and for the reasons here you can see I just defining one of the permissions as a variable, and into this position with the permission model I flag two of these data, that is a name and the ID. Okay, so for the reasons now we have to actually use it. So that is actually the variable, and here you can see I just compact that things in our that position. So here I just pass that page. So right now I want to fetch a source and display that page on here. So now here I define that permissions on here, and here I just declare that things with the blank array. And now here I just want to fetch all the data, that means all the data I just take that things with these variables. So here I just want to first of all assign that. Okay, so that is actually the dollar and the permissions, and then I just define that things as a null, and there is some of the class, and in here there is a form control, and also I want to use on the another class. So that is actually the my style. Okay, that is my select. So here right now I want to add that things on here. I just put as a space and then this class name. Okay, so where I just make the things a little bit higher. So now there is a control, there is a form control, and here I just assigned our script class. So here I just defining it. So that is actually our chosen plugin class. Okay, so here I just defining it, and into this position I just want to add some of the placeholders. So here I just defining as a data, and then I just defining as a placeholder. Okay, I just defining as a data placeholder, and one particular that position it should be display as a select. Okay, select permission. Okay, select permission. So this type of things it should be display on here, and on particular that position I just defining as a multiple, because here I just want to assign the multiple permission. So for this I just defining as a multiple. So for now let's check this out. I just click on the save all, and if you now refresh that page, like here there is our create page. So here I just refresh that page, and now if you go to this position, yes, you can see there is a permissions is now added, and now there is actually one of the selected, and all the permissions, so that's all the permissions is now loaded on particular that position. So all the permissions here I already created some of the permissions. So right now all the permission from our database, that means here there's all from our database, and now it's loaded on particular that position. And also here I assign as a multiple for the reasons you can see I just assign some of the multiple permission for this one. So that's the things I want to do. For the reasons I just defining as a multiple, okay, and here you can see I just trace all that our permission data from our definition table, and now I just display that things on here. And here I also added one of the selected permissions that is actually the placeholder. So when that's actually the making that things as a blank, then it's showing as a selected permissions. So that is actually our placeholder. I hope you can well understand about it. And here you can see I just loaded the chosen plugin for the reasons you can actually select that multiple all the selected permissions on particular that position. So that's the reasons I just assign one of the things on here. There is a chosen. So here I just define one of the script, and also in our layout that stop here I just defining that things that there is our chosen mean.css, and in our bottom here I also assign one of the script. So that is our chosen script. Okay. So now for the reasons is now perfectly working on particular that position. So I hope you can well understand about it. But now we have to add the name, and we have to add the display name. There is a description name, and also that is we have to select the permission, and then if you select the multiple permission and if you click on the submit, all the data will be saved in our role. Okay. So how can do that work? For doing this, we have to do, for right now we don't need this. For doing this here, that is actually permission. Okay, better I just defining on here. I already assigned one of the name. So here I already assigned one of the page role create. So here that is actually the page. For now I just print it. So here I just define the print it. Now if you click on the save all, and if you now refresh that page, now here you can see it's now showing that name. That is a role create. So which I actually assign in our that position. So that is the role create. I hope you can well understand about it. So now we have to assign first of all that is actually our form. Okay. And into the form here you can see there is a method as a post method. Now we have to assign that things in our role. Okay, so here I just define that role. So now we have to create one of the route for this one. So now go to our routes area, and here I just copy it. Okay, here I just copy it, and here I just paste it. And here first of all there is a method. So as I told you, that is you can see that is actually the post method. So here we have to define the post. So I just define that as a post for this one, and then there is a roles, and in the roles I just want to create one of the URL as a store. Okay, and here with our admin there is a role controller, and here I want to access one of the method as a store method. So that is a store method. So now we have to work in our store method in our role controller. So if you go to the role controller, here you can see that is a resources pull one of the method as a store. So right now we have to work on particular that position for inserting all the data from our this page. Okay, from our this page, and all that inserting data in our database area. So how can create that method for inserting all the role data into the database? In our next video I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.